7-footer is a problem down low. South Florida much improved offensively this year, plus almost 14 points per game, the second biggest jump in D1. Only Mizzou is scoring more than they did last year comparatively.
South Florida has to get off to a better start than they did versus Cincinnati. They got down by 18 points at halftime. Have to get a better start offensively for the Bulls.
Selton Miguel missed the first jumper, the sophomore out of Angola. As you see the UCF lineup, no Darius Johnson, no Michael Durr, and no C.J. Walker, who's out for the season. They expect to have the other two guys back at some point. Knights a team top 75 in the country in KenPom on both sides of the floor. According to Joey Brackett's Joe Lenardi, they are in the hunt for an NCAA tournament bid. As Jalen Young, playing in place of Darius Johnson, had it swatted by the 5'9" Tyler Harris.
Oh,
no
what a
look feed, what a pass! Flushed by Sam Hines Jr. What a start to the war on I-4.
That's why Tyler Harris can be so lethal in transition, making plays for others. That's exactly what Coach Gregory wants him to do. Wow.
Lahat Chun on the baby hook, can't finish. And here comes Harris for South Florida. And when Harris is feeling it, you can just tell. He is electric. Missed that three off the heel. One of the better three-point shooters in the country, but missed his first one.
This is off a block and then a steal for Tyler Harris. Watch his eyes up. That little hesitation gave him a better angle and a ridiculous no-look left-handed pass.
That got the Yuengling Center rocking. Reverse won't go for Brandon Suggs, the East Carolina transfer. UCF still scoreless coming up on 2 minutes in. Bulls, even though their offense has improved this year, still a team built on the defensive end. As Jameer Chaplin fires a three from the wing and missed. Chaplin starting after 4 straight off the bench.
And it's just a couple possessions, but I think what we're seeing is good ball movement from South Florida. That's something that Coach Gregory has been harping on his guys. He said, when we move the basketball, we are so much better.
Suggs missed. That's 2 misses in a row for him. He shoots above 50% from the floor.
Another one!
Another great feed. Harris to Hines. You might want to stop Sam Hines when he's knifing down the paint like that.
You might want to slow down Tyler Harris when he's in transition because he is dialed in. Those are 2 back-to-back top 10 worthy SportsCenter type plays.
Under 10 to shoot. June picked up his dribble. Gets it to the point guard. Young with 3 on the ticker. Finds Hendricks. He can make that. And he does to beat the buzzer.
Taylor Hendricks is #1 in the American Conference in late shot clock shooting efficiency. Coming into this game, he had 22 points on 16 possessions. And what does late shot clock mean? They account for any shot that happens in under 4 seconds in the shot clock. Taylor Hendricks is the best in the conference at that.
So basically, they should just wait until there's 3 seconds left and get it to him.
Well, I would, but neither are not, you guys. We're not coaches, you know. That's why we're doing this.
That's why we're over here. Ithiel Horton, another great shooter on this UCF offense. Hendricks with a size advantage against Chaplin. Gets it back to Horton from way downtown. Missed his first look. And Russ Chiwa, 7 foot, 280 out of Douala, Cameroon. Harris from the parking lot. Missed another 3, and Tyler Harris, he will heat up, and it won't take very long. Hendricks triggers another jumper. Selton Miguel comes away with it for South Florida. 47th meeting in the war on I-4. They've split the last 6. Both these teams won blowouts on their home floors last year. Poked away by Young, 2-on-1 with Ithiel Horton riding shotgun, but a turnover by the Knights when they had the advantage.
Gave it up too late. Needed to be about a second earlier on that give and go.
Tyler Harris, the Memphis transfer and Memphis native. Chiwa with the double comes. Hines is wide open. Got it for 3. Sam Hines has all 7 for the Bulls in the first 5 minutes.
Seaworth's patience in the post, right? The ball fakes, huge.
Lahat Shun from the mid-range doesn't have the touch. And here is Harris, 5'9", 150. Three on the way from Selton Miguel. Chaplin way up top to try to bat the offensive rebound to a teammate, but Young comes away with it. Nice look ahead, Suggs. Euro step, can't hit, but he's fouled. And that is our first foul of the game. Suggs will shoot 2. When we come back, it's Sam Hines 7, UCF 3.
The ball movement for South Florida has been terrific. A lot of it has to do with that man right there, Sam Hines Jr. Had a chance to talk with Coach Gregory yesterday about his recruiting trip getting over to Tampa at South Florida. He went to Wheeler High School, where Coach Gregory recruited multiple players at Wheeler High School in Atlanta, Georgia, while Coach Gregory was the head coach at Georgia Tech. He had a great relationship with the coaching staff, and when Sam Hines went into the portal, the South Florida staff was so impressed with his physicality and his game, they thought they fit right into what Coach Gregory wanted to build. And the relationship there with the head coaching staff from his previous coaching spot really helped that ignite that relationship.
Yeah, Sam Hines, like you said, 1 year at University of Denver, and Coach Gregory was telling us, I was actually at a Dunkin' Donuts in Atlanta down there for a recruiting event, and he saw Sam Hines' dad, Sam Hines Sr., and said, hey, I messed up the first time, not really recruiting your son hard enough. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. And now Hines is wearing the USF green.
College basketball recruiting runs on Duncan.
That's right. We all do. It's a 7-4 lead after Brandon Suggs hit one of his 2 free throws for UCF. Again, Hines has all 7 for the Bulls, and that is a travel. It's Keyshawn Bryant who made 4 straight starts, just coming off the bench, and turns it over.
Anytime it's a rivalry game and you're the visiting team, you know you're going to try to get hit early and quick, and that's what's happened. South Florida, 2 dunks in transition in the big 3. UCF responds because of their defense. They're taking a lot of mid-range contested jumpers. You'd like to see something at the rim here. I think it's a smart play by Hendricks. That's exactly what you got to do. I think you're fine with that possession.
Hendricks still has the only bucket for UCF. It was a 3. Harris way up top. Oh my goodness. Bryant almost threw it down with the left hand. Tyler Harris is hunting highlights early. It's a foul against UCF and 2 shots coming up for Bryant.
And Keyshawn Bryant could have got that. If it's your first time seeing Keyshawn Bryant play, he is quietly one of the best athletes in the American Conference. 6'6", but you feel like he has one of those 42-inch vertical leaps, and was a 1,000-point scorer for 4 years at South Carolina. Crazy athletic.
Bryant goes 1 for 2 at the line as we're just over 6 minutes in. South Florida 8-4. Hines was behind the play, so keep an eye on 20 in that slime green. Like he might have twisted an ankle or something on the other side. Hendricks 1-on-1, cannot score over Corey Walker. And here comes Harris. Harris so shifty, way up top for Walker. The Tennessee transfer corrals and can't score. Good defense from the freshman, Taylor Hendricks.
He is such a high IQ rebounder, right? He'll tip it to himself. He understands angles. It's top 10 in the American Conference in rebounding. Smart on the defensive end.
Ithiel Horton knocks it down from the baseline. It ends a drought of over 3 minutes without a field goal. They were 0 for their last 5. Here's Selton Miguel, matched up point guard, point guard against Jalen Young for UCF. Miguel has a step. Hendricks got a piece. Horton with space. Cannot give him that.
You want to talk about another guy that can get hot in a similar fashion like Tyler Harris? It's Ithiel Horton. Mid-range is pure. 3-point shot is deadly when he's on.
Horton averaging 19 over his last 3. 3 from the corner. Keyshawn Bryant, no. Suggs the rebound for UCF. Here comes C.J. Kelly, another guy who can score in bunches. He had 30 against ECU earlier this year.
Good defense by
Kelly
Miguel.
to work. Nice pocket pass, and Suggs finishes.
That weak side cut off of drives, that's something in college basketball that happens more often. It's part of your motion offense in today's modern game. You drive, weak side cut.
Let's miss the jumper. It's a 7-0 UCF run. Kelly pull up in transition. Here's Miguel. Skips it in the corner. One more for Harris. Bullseye. Some Tyler Harris chance here at the Yuengling Center. Hendricks goes to work. And that's a travel. Good defense from Corey Walker. It's getting exciting here at the Yuengling Center. After a block from Taylor Hendricks, Ithiel Horton knocks down the triple in transition, and we are tied in the war on I-4. UCF and USF. Drew Carter, Mike O'Donnell, glad to be back with you. Sam Hines scored the first 7 for the Bulls. Taylor Hendricks has been outstanding. There's a lot of life in this building right now.
It's been a really good energy here at the Yuengling Center. Great student section. The band's off the charts. This is good stuff. Got a DJ here.
DJ Matt doing an outstanding job. He was on the 1s and 2s playing some Disney theme music when UCF took the floor, and then when their starters were introduced, I think it was Under the Sea. He was playing during the intros. Not sure if that was supposed to be a dig at UCF, but that's just a great song as Corey Walker misses the 3.
I think it's a heady play, regardless.
Definitely trying to get real estate in their heads. And this is a big rivalry, just an hour-and-a-half drive west on I-4 for UCF to get here. The Knights headed to the Big 12 next year. Could be their final trip to the Yuengling Center in a long time. Ithiel Horton knocks down the triple from the corner. He's got a couple trays and 8 points.
Smart play by Jalen Young of throwing to the strong side as he looks away off the pick and roll. 4-3. Good play by Young. Good skip.
Walker in the corner. Got the 3. Harris with the dime.
That's Tyler Harris's 3rd assist. He is playing exactly how Coach Gregory wants him to play. Distributor first.
And Coach Gregory was saying, hey, listen, the way we play and the way we share the ball, it's going to be tough for a guy to rack up assists as C.J. Kelly goes to the hole and lays it in. South Florida's not looking for a guy to average 7 or 8 assists. They want multiple averaging 3 or 4.
That's right. It can't just be one guy. They're not built like that, but they have 3 or 4 players that have the ability to not just get hot like that. Yeah, this is a game where Tyler Harris, he made his first 3, has a couple ridiculous dimes in transition where he's about to go off here.
Horton from the corner. One rims out. Chiwa with the rebound. And you think Tyler Harris is going to shoot here?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Harris hits the deck, puts it in. A chance at a 4-point play.
If I saw it, it's one thing. If you saw it, it's another thing. You know, look at his face. That's the look of, I am going to cross you over into the next county and rip a 3 off the bounce. That's actually one of his best skills as a player, the ability to hit long-range shots, 3-point shots off the bounce. Most players in college basketball are just catch-and-shoot 3-point shooters. Tyler Harris is both. He can hit 3s off the catch and the bounce at a high clip. He struggled mightily in the first 3 or 4 games of the season for South Florida. He couldn't shoot from the 3-point line. He didn't understand the offense yet. He's turned himself into a very efficient scorer. He is the 3rd most efficient scorer in the American Conference per Synergy Sports because of plays like that.
Kelly can't answer. Chiwa the rebound. Harris missed his first 15 threes in a Bulls uniform ever since. He's shooting 45% from distance. And he is feeling it now. Got the switch on to Hendricks. What a matchup here. Bryant from the corner. Left it short. Rebound to the freshman Taylor Hendricks.
He's coming out right now. Coach Gregory did not look like that shot. Before he even went in, Coach Gregory turns around and he's getting a sub right now.
I.M. Freeman's in there for UCF off his best career game, and that's a travel by Tierno Sila, the freshman from Guinea.
And that's not Sila's game. He needs to be a catch-and-shoot shooter. If not, he needs to be in the pick-and-roll or spacing. Making plays off the bounce is not his game.
You said Coach Gregory didn't like the shot. They're bringing in subs. I wasn't sure if you meant Tyler Harris or Keyshawn Bryant. Turns out the answer is both. 2 and 23 both go to the bench.
I think there's a different reason why Tyler Harris is coming out, just to give him a little breather.
He has been phenomenal all season for USF. He's got a game-high 10 today, and the Bulls lead by 5 with 8 minutes to play in the first half and a foul on the deck against Sila and UCF. Bulls on top by 5. It's always fun when the Knights and the Bulls lock horns. his stock is rising. You might say it's a bull market for the Memphis transfer.
Well said, Drew Carter, and this is the play that ignited it. A block, steal, and ridiculous no-look pass in transition. That got him some rhythm, and he started to knock down a couple threes. 10 points so far in this game, but here's the stat line that Coach Gregory's going to love. 3 assists, 0 turnovers for Tyler Harris. That is exactly the way he wants him to play.
Harris playing against UCF for the 8th time. Memphis transfer, 2 years with his hometown Tigers, then 1 year at Iowa State, went back to Memphis last year and played against UCF 3 times. Scored 15 points against the Knights in each of the 2 regular season meetings, and then held scoreless in the conference tourney when the Knights ended the Bulls season.
It's a totally different system, and he's being asked to play in a different way than he's ever played before. At Memphis, he played a lot when he was making shots. At South Florida, he has to play a lot whether he's making shots or not, because he is the leader of this offense, not just from a scoring standpoint, from a distributor standpoint as well. Got away with a walk.
Theo Horton might have traveled there, instead got it to C.J. Kelly.
She was so good at hedging ball screens.
Kelly for 3.
Shoot that.
Got it. C.J. Kelly up to 5 points. That's his first triple.
You cannot relax against this UCF team. They have 3 of the top 10 3-point field goal percentage shooters in the American Conference on their team. C.J. Kelly, Ithiel Horton, and Taylor Hendricks.
Hines picked up his dribble. Got it to Selton Miguel as the shot clock winds under 10. Hines got to go. Pulls up in the paint over Hendricks. He got it over the top of one of the best shot blockers in the league.
It was a good defensive possession for UCF. Just a better shot by Sam Hines Jr. Last year, coming from Denver, he was one of the best mid-range shooters in the country in terms of efficiency. That 10 to 12 feet is Sam Hines Jr.'s game.
Kelly just knocked down a triple. This time tried to find Lahat Chun on the screen and roll, couldn't. So it's Tyem Freeman on the baseline. Can't get it, but he is fouled. Tyem Freeman playing his best basketball lately. He had a career-high 22 in the loss at Tulane Saturday.
Took him a while to get himself back into the rhythm of the season.
Tyem Freeman at the line, shooting 2.
Had an injury coming into the start of the season. He was probably going to be a starter. In the first couple of games of the season, the way he was playing in the offseason, the coaching staff was a big fan of his game.
We're coming up at 2 Eastern, 1 Central over on ESPN. We take you to Rupp Arena. Wade Taylor and Texas A&M, winners of 6 in a row, still unbeaten in SEC play. They take on the reigning National Player of the Year, Oscar Tshiebwe, in Kentucky.
Just when you thought Kentucky was out, wins over Tennessee and Georgia, all of a sudden, Wildcats got a little bit more game.
Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in.
Yeah, Tshiebwe's been good. 17 points a game, 13 rebounds.
Leading the country in boards. I don't think he's going to win Player of the Year again because Zach Edey appears to be running away with that.
Oh, I agree. I'm not even sure there's a close second.
Under 5 to shoot for USF. Out of bounds, deflected by Suggs with 1 on the timer. So the Bulls will have to go quickly here. Gregory animated over there. And our official DJ Karstensen says we're going to take a look at it.
Coach Gregory was screaming. He feels there should be a couple more seconds on the shot clock, is that it kept going after the whistle. So we'll take a look at that right now. And this is a really important possession for South Florida. And you know, every analyst always says that. Well, the reason why I say that is late shot clock situations. Tyler Harris is on the bench. Can they score with Tyler Harris on the bench? Can they run good offense? Whistle happens. You can see the referee's hand's about to go up at 2 seconds. I can't imagine more than 2 seconds going back on the shot clock there.
Tony Green had to fend for himself as well, duck out of the way of that loose ball. And it is 2 seconds on the shot clock. So Brian Gregory gets the added tick. South Florida will have 2 seconds to shoot. Up by 3, 5:47 to play, first half. Always tight, it seems, when these two match up.
For most players, 2 seconds means you have one dribble before you got to take a shot. Every dribble is a second. That's how you have to think in your head as a player.
Junior Chaplin lost it, so the extra second does not matter for USF. Turnover by the Bulls. They're 4th today compared to 3 for the Knights.
With Darius Johnson continues to be out for injury, it's point guard by committee for UCF when Jalen Young is out. Good roll by June.
June had it stuffed by Sam Hines. Came in over the top, and that is Bulls ball.
How good has Sam Hines Jr. been in this game? More than just on the offensive end. Coming from the weak side, getting that block without fouling. Big time athletic play defensively for Hines.
Hines with 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Gets it back from Tyler Harris, who's in there again. Harris one-on-one with Hendricks. Harris dances, had it stripped. Good hands from Ty Freeman. CJ Kelly lost it out of bounds, and a nice play by some of the fans behind us.
A little disappointed you didn't try to jump up and get that, Drew. I thought you were quicker than that.
I could have gotten it, but I'm more of a professional than that. I'm
sure.
focused on my job.
I understand.
Yeah.
Good cover.
So as you said, partner, point guard by committee here. No Darius Johnson, who's missed the last few games with a lower body issue. CJ Kelly at the controls now for UCF. Kelly from way downtown rattles it in.
5th in the American Conference in 3-point shooting percentage. He can shoot it deep. He can shoot it contested. Kelly is lethal from the 3-point line.
It's shooting above 50% from distance. Miguel puts it on a platter for Hines. Line drive was short. Lahatchun the rebound, but he pushed off against Russ Chiwa. The foul on the deck goes against UCF.
That was a really good sell by Chiwa. You take a look at this CJ Kelly 3. This is what he does. It's a very simple hand down, man down, catch. Shot clock's winding down. He's in rhythm. He's going to let it fly every single time.
Harris from the corner. Got it! Tyler Harris. He can't miss in the first half. That's his 4th triple. 57th of the season, which ties Caleb Battle of Temple for the most in the league. Kelly,
let's just trade him. Let's just trade him back and forth. This is great. I could do this all afternoon long.
Harris, another look. Chiwa, the offensive rebound. Chiwa at 7 feet, 280. Miguel got the 3.
It's a 3-point barrage here in Tampa. We are back and forth. Deep 3 after deep 3.
A combined 13 triples. UCF 6 of 10, USF 7 of 17. Kelly splits the double. Under 10 to shoot. Suggs had it poked free. In the paint, Suggs goes down to the floor. And it's a jump ball, staying with the Knights. 3:15 to play first half. South Florida by 3, which is fitting, considering all the threes they've made. Florida got an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, coached by Bobby Paschal. And today is Alumni Day here at the Yuengling Center, and some of the notable guys from that group, including Coach Paschal, are here at the Foam Dome being celebrated. What a great team that was back in 91-92. They beat a top 25 team in Iowa. 3 nationally ranked teams in the Metro Conference. At-large bid of the tournament faced off with Alonzo Mourning's Georgetown Hoyas.
They really put South Florida basketball on the map, that team. They were good. Gary Alexander, Derek Sharp, Fred Lewis. Summer pickup at the Sun Dome after that season became a big deal. I live about 25 minutes away from the Sun Dome growing up, and you got invited to play pickup at the Sun Dome. You were doing something right.
You had made it.
Oh, yeah.
So no shot clock reset for UCF after the jump ball. They already had possession, so only 1 on the timer. And C.J. Kelly will inbound. Gets it to Tyam Freeman, or tries to. Tyler Harris breaks it up, and it is Bulls ball after the shot clock violation. USF only with 1 NCAA tournament bid since that 91-92 team over 30 years ago. They made it in 2012. Won the play-in game, upset Temple in the 5-12 first round game. Lost in round 2.
Chun is working really hard on the one-on-one post-up versus Chiwa, because Chiwa wants it, but Chun did a really good job three-quarter courting it.
Free to shoot. Hines right through Freeman, and that is an offensive foul.
Take an offensive foul from Sam Hines, you're going to feel it the next day. Sam Hines is built like a Mack truck. You can see the left shoulder leaning in. That is a great defensive play by Ty Freeman.
Number 15, Corey Walker Jr. checks in the game.
6'6", 215. Denver transfer takes a seat. Number 3 to play in this first half. USF by 3. Kelly in the corner, Suggs. Freeman the offensive rebound and the putback.
You get offensive rebounds by taking good shots. And C.J. Kelly coming off that ball screen. Great kick to the corner for an open look. She was just screaming for the ball in the mismatch, but Hendricks is doing a nice job helping in the tag spot.
Freeman with the front. Jameer Chaplin through contact, and it's a block. Tyam Freeman tried to draw back-to-back offensive fouls.
And Coach Dawkins is animated right now. Very rarely will you see Coach Dawkins get animated on the sideline, but that looked like a 50-50 play. There's Freeman right at the bottom of your screen.
That's a tough call at full speed.
Very difficult call. The only thing why I believe that the block was called is because it looked like at the very end Freeman got underneath Chaplin, which can be a dangerous play. And so from a referee standpoint, I understand why that was called a block.
Jameer Chaplin, only a 35% foul shooter, coming in 7 of 20. Made the first, made the second.
It's been a cause of concern for South Florida's free throw shooting. They're the worst free throw shooting team in the American Conference, but they've taken the 5th most free throws. You think about how tight some of these losses have been for South Florida. If they were a little bit better from the free throw line, might be a different story. That's why Coach Dawkins said their record does not indicate how tough of a ball club they really are.
Hendricks right over Chiwa. We've seen the entire skill set from Hendricks so far. He made a 3, and then he scored down low. Selton Miguel for 3. Miguel coming off a great game against Cincy, led the way with 15 for the Bulls. C.J. Kelly is fouled before a run out for USF. Miguel and Walker thought they had a 2-on-0.
The offense that's worked the best for UCF, besides transition, is when C.J. Kelly's in the ball screen and he gets downhill to drive and kick. It's one thing that C.J. Kelly does really well. Coming off the ball screen, getting downhill, and you've got shooters on the perimeter with Hendricks and Horton. That's been their best offense. When they don't do that, that's what's worked. Commentator's curse, perhaps?
I think so. Blame that one on MOD43 on Twitter.
Wow. I can't believe you got to go right to the gut like that. I mean, that's brutal.
Nowhere to find him. UCF again without their point guard Darius Johnson, missing his 5th game in a row. CJ Kelly's been great filling that void along with Jalen Young. Here's Selton Miguel, finds some space and takes advantage. Timeout, Johnny Dawkins and UCF. It's a 6-point lead for the Bulls. They have led for almost 14 minutes of this first half.
Now Florida Bulls are shooting 46% from the field because they're running great sets like that. This was a horn set into a double screen, which allows Miguel to get downhill. When Tyler Harris is not in rhythm, Coach Gregory goes to a lot of sets in the half court, and that was terrific execution by South Florida on that bucket for Miguel.
Helps when you've got big Russ Chiwa sealing it off, too.
But he understands his role. Right? He's always in position to do the right thing, and that's what you want from your big guys. Be in position to make the right play.
Hendricks. Left it short, Suggs the rebound, and he's fouled on the putback attempt. Speaking of Russ Chiwa knowing his role, he hasn't taken a shot yet. They've done a great job fronting him in the post, but he has 8 rebounds.
Last 5 games, Chiwa's averaged 16 points a game, but you and I talked about how Cincinnati did a pretty good job slowing him down in Cincinnati's win over South Florida just last game. Only had 8 points.
Season low 2 boards against the Bearcats. Well, over on ABC and the ESPN app, we've got a massive Pac-12 matinee matchup. Jaime Jaquez and number 5 UCLA leading the conference at 7-0. Winners of 14 straight, taking on 15-3. Number 11 Arizona. Coverage begins at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. By the way, the Bruins with a 14-game win streak.
Yeah.
3rd longest in the country. Do you know the top 2?
I don't.
College of Charleston and FAU joining the American next year.
The Fighting Dusty Mays of Del Boca Vista, Boca Raton.
Oh, yes. He's a Florida man, Mike O'Donnell. He knows all the counties. Russ Chiwa lays it in off the window. That's the first deuce for Big Russ. Shot clock is off, so CJ Kelly will slow it down.
You're going to Hendricks ball screen here, and with Hendricks, he loves to pick and pop.
Good call, partner. Here comes Hendricks. Kelly lost his footing, but a foul called on the deck against USF. And it's Chiwa who says, "What did I do?"
Kelly actually had Hendricks on the pick and pop. They're talking about it right now. He was open on that pop because of how hard Kelly drove off of the screen. I mean, Drew, you watch a lot of college basketball. How many times you see pick and rolls with a guard just kind of waits, hesitates, goes kind of soft off the screen? It's pointless to run a ball screen. I mean, Kelly going off that hard gives you the foul and gets your big guy open for the pick and pop.
Instead, he got bailed out by the foul, makes the front end of the 1-and-1. He's above 81% from the stripe this year.
9th in the American.
Kelly knocks them both down. So he's playing super well as of late, highlighted by a 30-point outburst against East Carolina. And Brian Gregory calls his use it or lose it timeout with 3.2 to play in the first half. We will be back in a moment as the Bulls try to extend their lead before halftime. Carter, Mike O'Donnell, back with you. And partner, what do we expect here out of the timeout for Brian Gregory with 3.2 seconds?
Well, with that amount of time on the clock, you've got 2 dribbles max. As a guard, particularly Tyler Harris, you got to think 2 dribbles, maybe 2.5 before you got to get a shot up. Here comes a banana cut. You want to get momentum. The banana cut happens. They're going to try to get it past half court if they can. Didn't get it.
Chaplin on the inbound to Corey Walker, who whips it ahead. Selton Miguel. I don't think he got it off anyway, but the fans here at the Foam Dome would have been fired up. They have enjoyed this first half, though, with a 5-point lead for South Florida. C.J. Kelly and Tyler Harris with 13 apiece, the point guards, playing well.
Absolutely. It's the offense for South Florida. The ball movement, the three-point shooting, they are dialed in the half court.
Bulls are 7-2 this season when leading at halftime, and this one would mean a whole